Hey, there you are. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Does the down payment really matter that much when submitting an offer? I'm Mark McInerney, President and CEO of CodeMark Financial. Welcome to today's episode of Mortgage Money Genius, where we teach realtors just like you how to get more referrals, become superstar agents, and double your commission. How, you ask? By teaching you the realtor code. Also, by making you ninjas and Jedis inside the mortgage game as well. Today, we're going to talk about the down payment. Sit back, relax. 3, 2, 1. Off we go.
I just wanna be your superstar, 'cause it's not where you are, it's where you are.
All right, welcome. So we've been talking about all of this. Yeah, you're right. You're nodding your head. You're just like this guy. Like, yes, Mark, yes, I'm really getting all of this stuff. And I know that you would. Why? Because you guys are already becoming superstar agents. But why are we having this conversation? We are talking about the importance of getting your buyer pre-qualified, then pre-approved, and understanding those 3 most important components of that word, pre-approved, right? And what did we say that was? Well, it was credit, it's down payment, and income. And we've just got finished getting very surgical inside of the conversation that was credit. Now we're talking again about down payment. And I even had the pleasure and the honor of having Miss Kim Beebe of American Realty, go back and watch the last episode, come in here and actually talk to you like you, right? I mean, she's a real estate agent. She's killing it in her marketplace, and she's plays both sides. She works with buyers, she works with sellers, and she has been around for a very long time and knows the importance of down payments. So I've got my man Freddie on the wheels of steels back there, and he's going to flip up a slide here real quick. So let's just take an overall 30,000-foot view of what down payments actually are. So there's a quick glimpse. We've got a few things to go over, and of course, that's what I'm here for. So, number 1, 0% down. That's right. You can still purchase a house with no money down. Now, what would that 0% down look like? Well, 0% down would be perhaps a DPA or a down payment assistance program. Also, being that we're here in Texas, if you go a little bit more outside the city, you can pick up some rural area properties that would qualify for a USDA loan, as well as our men and women of the our great armies and military services and bodies. They could do a VA loan. These would be the loans that would constitute of having a 0% down loan option. All right? Take a look at the next one. The next one is 3%. Now, 3% actually is a conventional loan, most driven specifically for first-time home buyers. And that 3% down is just to give, let's say, that first-time home buyer a different option other than an FHA loan, okay? And why would they want to do that difference? Well, it'd be kind of more centered around mortgage insurance. We'll be talking about mortgage insurance as we continue to dissect all of these different pieces. Let's use that as the segue to go into FHA. The next down payment, as Freddie shows you there, would be 3.5%. 3.5% is for, well, as I said, FHA loans. And actually, just a little bit of kind of factoid here, factoidism. The FHA loans, the one I just mentioned previously, the 3% down, was just to contend as to have a conventional loan product instead of only having an FHA loan product with the little down of 3.5%. Now, the next piece is 5%, which is what is most commonly considered the general conventional loan, or I say here traditionally what most people think of, because again, if a buyer doesn't quite fall into the category of being a first-time home buyer by all of the specifications of what that actually entails, then most people will either look at doing a down payment of 3.5% FHA or 5% down as a conventional loan. As we continue to elaborate inside of the conventional conversation, you have 10% down. Now, mind you, you can still put 10% down on a conventional loan for your regular primary residence. Most commonly, though, if somebody was just looking to do the minimum, because that's what we're looking at here, is like the minimum down payments for these different types of loans, 10% would be perhaps for someone who's looking to buy a second home. And a second home doesn't mean a second home you're going to have a renter in. A second home would be like that beach house or that house out in the hill country or the house out in the mountains, you know, your second home, a vacation home in most cases. Yes, of course, we'll talk about this too in loan programs. You can obviously turn a second home into a rental, and we'll get into that. Now, the next piece after that would be jumping all the way up to 20%. And 20% are usually your home buyers that are carrying equity over from maybe their first home that they lived in, maybe even their second home. And they're just applying it to continue to roll over that equity so the equity continues to grow inside of the investment of the house. A lot of other cases too might be, well, not having to do mortgage insurance. As most people know, I know you do, that 20% down would afford a buyer not to have any PMI on their monthly payment. And then, of course, investors that are picking up all these rental properties, their minimum down payment is going to always be 20%. So, take a quick look here again at those slides and just look at the overall numbers for the down payments from 0% down to 3% down, your 3.5%, 5%, 10%, and 20%. And now I'm going to talk about the 1%. What is the 1%, my friend? The 1% are great mortgage partners that deliver information like this not only to you, but also to your client. And by having the 1%er, guess what you become? Also the 1%er. Because we like to talk about percentages. We know that both in mortgages and in real estate, and quite frankly in a lot of other things too, 80% of the business is done by 20% of the professionals. And I know that we are working to get our place in that space of the 20%, but I want to get you inside that 20% to be the 1%. Because that's exactly how we operate here at CodeMark Financial with our real estate partners as well as the mutual clients that we work with together. Because as I said, and as the song also says, we want to be your superstar. We want you to be superstar agents. Do me a favor, would you? Like, comment, and share, and send this to those friends of yours and colleagues and potential home buyers that you want to have a superstar experience. Because that's what it's like when we work together. I'm Mark McInerney, President and CEO of CodeMark Financial. This is Mortgage Money Genius. We'll see you next time.